Genesis 4 is the first chapter after the fall. Sin has entered the world, and now we begin to see how deeply it spreads. This chapter isn't just about Cain and Abel, it's about the human heart, jealousy, choices, and how God still shows mercy even when we don't deserve it. Adam and Eve had two sons. Cain, the older, was a farmer. Abel, the younger, was a shepherd. One day, both brought offerings to the Lord. Cain gave some of his crops. Abel gave the best portions of his firstborn lambs. God accepted Abel's offering but rejected Cain's. Why? The Bible doesn't say it was about what they offered, it was about how. Hebrews 11:4 explains Abel offered in faith. Cain's heart wasn't right. Cain got angry, really angry, but God speaks to him directly. Why are you so angry? You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse, sin is crouching at your door, and it desires to control you. Genesis 4:7. God gave Cain a way out, but Cain didn't take it. Instead of humbling himself, Cain lured Abel into the field and murdered him. The first human death, and it was a brother killing a brother. Sin escalated fast. God asks, "Where is your brother?" Cain lies, "Am I my brother's guardian?" But God already knew. "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." Genesis 4:10. Cain had no remorse. And so God curses him. He'll be a homeless wanderer, and the land will no longer yield crops for him. Even in judgment, God shows mercy. Cain fears for his life, afraid others might kill him. So God marks him with protection, promising punishment for anyone who harms him. Cain then leaves God's presence, settles in the land of Nod, and starts a family line. One of his descendants, Lamech, kills a man and brags about it. Violence continues to grow, but the chapter ends with hope. Adam and Eve have another son, Seth. When Seth grew up, he had a son named Enosh. At that time, people began to call on the name of the Lord. Genesis 4:26. Amid the darkness, people begin to seek God again. Genesis 4 shows how sin can grow if we let it. It started with pride, then jealousy, then murder. But God wasn't absent. He spoke, he warned. He even protected Cain after he killed. This chapter reminds us, sin crouches at the door, but we can rule over it. Our offerings to God matter, but more than that, our hearts matter. And even in the fallout of sin, God keeps calling people back to himself. The blood of Abel cried out from the ground for justice. But Hebrews 12:24 says, Jesus' blood speaks a better word, not justice, but grace. So the question is, what are you offering God today? Jealousy, anger, or a heart of faith? If this message moved you, don't let it stop here. Like, subscribe, and comment, "Sin has no hold on me," if you're choosing to rule over what crouches at your door. Next, we dive into Genesis 5 and the story of Enoch, who walked so closely with God that he never died.